like chaos. At the Law Brothers, we control the chaos and we fight to win for you. Call us. We're the Law Brothers.
Call 1-800-222-2222.
When you shop at Burlington for the holidays, this is what you really get. Burlington is the heart of the holidays. You come to Burlington for the great prices, but what you really get is priceless. Burlington, deals, brands, wow.
We're golden on LA Unscripted.
LA Unscripted is at a new time. Join the fun weeknights at 7:30 on KTLA 5, LA's very own.
Now at 11, breaking developments in the case of a 9-year-old boy shot and killed outside of his grandfather's home in Compton. Authorities now announcing the boy's father has been arrested.
President Biden is being criticized for issuing a full and unconditional pardon for his son Hunter Biden, despite repeatedly pledging that he would not do so.
And a wild scene at the Bills 49ers game that went on amid a major snowstorm that left the stadium barely visible. And Casey is here with a much better forecast here in Southern California.
I would say I agree with that. Well, we are going to be dry all week. Temperatures away from the coast above average. We'll talk all about it coming up.
Good morning and welcome to the KTLA 5 Morning News at 11 a.m. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. Thanks for joining us this morning. We begin with breaking news, a tragic twist in the shooting death of a 9-year-old boy in Compton.
Authorities say that the victim's biological father is now under arrest in the shooting. KTLA 5's Kimberly Chang is live in Compton with the details. Kimberly?
Glenn Lee, that's right. Detectives are confirming that the boy's biological father is the suspect, and they say he was arrested yesterday for alleged murder and child abuse. Now, the Sheriff's Department identified him as 32-year-old Nicholas Jones of Compton. Jones was booked at the East LA station. Yesterday, community members held a vigil to honor 9-year-old Princeton, who was shot and killed outside his grandfather's house Saturday evening. It happened on the 15,000 block of South Haskins Avenue in Compton. Responding deputies found the boy in the backyard of the home and say he died at the scene. On a GoFundMe page, family members said Princeton was a special young man with a brilliant mind and warm heart, and also wrote, diagnosed with mild autism at the age of 2, Princeton worked tirelessly with the loving support of his mother and began speaking fluently by the age of 5.
He was a 9-year-old child, an innocent child who never should have been shot down in cold blood.
And that was community members speaking out there. Now, the city of Compton put out a statement saying, in part, the city is mourning the loss and, quote, our hearts go out to the family as they cope with this tremendous loss. We're told that the suspect is in custody and his bail was set at $2 million. For now, reporting live in Compton, Kimberly Chang, KTLA 5 News.
All right, thank you, Kimberly. We're following a developing story in Santa Ana where a man armed with a fake rifle was shot and killed by police officers. Officers responded to reports of a man seen loading a rifle near Broadway and 2nd Street last night. They confronted the suspect, and then officers eventually opened fire. It turned out that the rifle being held by the man was not real. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. No officers were hurt.
In a stunning reversal, President Biden has granted his son Hunter a full pardon for his federal convictions on tax and gun charges. The president previously said a pardon was off the table. KTLA 5's Samantha Cortese joining us live in the newsroom with reaction. Hi, Samantha.
Hi, Lou. President Joe Biden said he would not do it, but he did. The president issued a full pardon for his son, Hunter Biden. This is happening just 2 weeks before Hunter was set to be sentenced in a federal court right here in downtown L.A. Hunter Biden was convicted by a jury in June of illegally buying and possessing a gun as a drug user. He then pleaded guilty in September to 9 tax offenses stemming from $1.4 million in taxes he did not pay while spending lavishly on escorts, strippers, cars, and drugs. President Biden and members of his administration repeatedly vowed a pardon was not being discussed, and it is something he would not do.
Your son Hunter is on trial, and I know that you cannot speak about an ongoing federal prosecution. But let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Dr. Biden, do you support the pardon of Hunter?
This morning at a White House Christmas event, First Lady Jill Biden reacted to the news. There you see, you can't really hear her, but the subtitles say, of course, I support the pardon of my son. President Biden saying he believes his son was doing nothing wrong, releasing a statement in trying to break Hunter. They tried to break me. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. But as you can expect, not everyone does understand that, according to President Biden. Democrats, Republicans, all quick to use the president's "not everyone is above the law" tweets of the past to question his decision to pardon Hunter. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer said Biden, quote, has lied from start to finish about his family's corrupt influence peddling activities. Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa said he believed the president when he said he wouldn't pardon Hunter, quote, shame on me. And Democrat Representative Greg Stanton of Arizona said he respects the president, but, quote, I think he got this one wrong. This is not a politically motivated prosecution. Hunter committed felonies and was convicted by a jury of his peers. The White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre spoke with reporters briefly this morning. She indicated there were likely more pardons to come. We'll have more reaction throughout the day here on KTLA. In the newsroom, Samantha Cortese, back to you.
All right, Samantha, thank you. President-elect Donald Trump says he plans to nominate Kash Patel as the next FBI director, a former public defender. Patel held several high-ranking positions in the first Trump presidency. He previously said that he would like to see the FBI dismantled and also has said a Trump Justice Department should go after, quote, conspirators, not just in the government, but in the media. He also has accused President Biden and Democrats of rigging the 2020 election. Reaction to the president-elect's choice has been split along party lines.
The president has the right to make nominations, but normally these are for a 10-year term.
Kash Patel's only qualification is because he agrees with Donald Trump that the Department of Justice should serve to punish, lock up, and intimidate Donald Trump's political opponents.
The current FBI director, Christopher Wray, was appointed by Trump during his first term and still has 3 years left on a 10-year term. Wray will either have to resign or President-elect Trump will fire him.
California lawmakers returned to Sacramento today to begin a special legislative session in a bid to protect the state's policies on the environment and also immigration. Governor Gavin Newsom is looking to, quote, Trump-proof California. He's asking state lawmakers to approve millions of dollars in funding to pay for potential lawsuits against the Trump administration. The governor called for the special session just days after Donald Trump won the election. In response to the session, the president-elect posted on Truth Social, quote, Governor Gavin Newsom is trying to kill our nation's beautiful California.
A disturbing trend to tell you about on this Cyber Monday. Apple products ordered online are being intercepted by thieves before the customer has a chance to pick up their pricey products. KTLA 5's Orange County Bureau Chief Chip Yost live now in La Palma with more on this developing story. Chip?
Yeah, hey there, Glenn. Yeah, this is a developing story. It's one of those stories where we do a report on it, and after we do a report, we get a bunch of calls and emails from viewers saying, hey, that happened to me. That seems to be what's happening in this case right here. It started with some of these stories last week. Here's some video you may remember out of Irvine and Lawndale. There were two very similar cases where a man showed up in front of a home where an Apple laptop was being delivered, somehow convinced the UPS driver that the laptop was for him, and then took off with the laptop before it made it to the doorstep of the person who it was supposed to be delivered to and the person who paid for the laptop. Now, we've heard from some other people who say not only has something like that happened to them, they say they've had it happen to them in store. That is, they go in store, they order a computer online and they pick the in-store pickup option, and they go in store to pick it up only to find out that an imposter showed up before they got there and took the computer. That includes a man from Sherman Oaks who said it happened, or I'm sorry, a man who said it happened to him at a Sherman Oaks Apple store. Here's more from him.
I ordered a laptop online. I did it for in-store pickup because I didn't want it stolen. Hey, I'm here for my in-store pickup, and immediately they go, your laptop was already picked up, sir. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've never come to pick it up. What do you mean? Are you saying that I was basically hacked? It says, well, we're not saying that you were hacked or if you weren't hacked, but we're saying that someone with an ID with your name on it came in and picked up the laptop.
And it's not just laptops. You may remember back in October, the Irvine Police Department put this post up on their Instagram page saying that they had arrested a man who they caught stealing iPhones shortly after they were left on the doorsteps of customers. Well, we've talked to Irvine Police again today. They say they are talking to some of their counterparts in Los Angeles County about those UPS deliveries, those first couple ones we told you about last week, to see if there is a connection because it very much looks like it's the same guy in both the Lawndale case and the Irvine case. So that case is ongoing, still investigating that. And as far as these latest cases, we're still looking into those because it seems like every time we do a report, we're getting another email or another phone call from a viewer saying it happened to them. So we're still looking into all of these, but something to be aware of that's happening out there. For now, reporting live here in La Palma, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.